Hello. I got my camera to show you today my supplements, and but first I have a little sad story, and maybe I can get some insight from you guys. I got a ticket. And it says that it's for $89, $85. I don't know if you can see it. $85. No parking or lot closed from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. Now, this lot, I showed you a brief video yesterday of this place that I parked at. And this parking area here has been like one of the greatest places that I've ever parked, because I have never been harassed, and also I've never gotten a ticket, nothing. But for some reason today it happened. But also what I noticed is that I was parking on the other side. I'm in Mission Bay, okay? For the longest time I was afraid to say where I was for safety issues and I don't know, just safety issues and maybe credit collectors. You know, warrants for my arrest. No, I got none of that. But it was mostly a safety issue. And so I said it. I'm in Mission Bay. And I wanted to, when I left the apartment yesterday, for those of you new, I'm giving a 30-day notice to my apartment that I'm leaving, and I've been in the van since Sunday, Labor Day. Yeah, the day before Labor Day. And I thought, first I was over there at the big park, and I tell you what, there are a lot of people. There was a lot of people parked there that went on for months. Seriously, for months parked there. And I was like, how the hell do they get away with that, you know? Anyways, they've been there for months. And I mean, you're talking about big trailers, little trailers, vans, RVs, you name it. And a lot of them, I mean, were, I don't know, man. They were kind of an eyesore. And so this Labor Day weekend, I wanted to, when I left the apartment, I wanted to stay there, but it was packed. And there was a humongous sign from the police department that said, an LED sign, a big one, right at the entrance, no overnight parking. Well, I said, okay, maybe it's because of Labor Day, right? So I left, and I said, I know, I'll come to this side. And I am parked in between where Ocean Beach is, which is over there, and then there's like this body of water, like a canal that comes in from the ocean back here. It's pretty big. And then where on the other side, which is where I'm at, is this enormous piece of dirt lot. And I've never had problems parking here overnight, nor other people. But what changed? There are probably over, I believe what happened is that all the people that were parked over there at the main Mission Bay park, they all left and they came over here, because now this lot, I mean, it's packed. It really is packed. I mean, I've got, and I walked around, I walked around the area to see if other people got a ticket. Yes, there are two like huge diesel pushers over here, two of them, big ones, very pretty ones, very expensive. They both have a ticket in the front windows. The people over here, somebody over here. So yeah, I'm like, damn. I said, so now I'm beginning to wonder if they're going to start enforcing these parking restrictions. So I just began to stress out before I began this video, and I began to get really depressed, thinking, now what am I going to do? You know, well, there's a few solutions. One of them is, I know a particular, I'm not going to say where, because I'm just going to say that it's a fast food restaurant that I know of that's about maybe a mile from here, and there's no parking restrictions there. So my only solution would probably be to go over there at night, and I don't know why I don't like my image today. For some reason, I just don't like it. So my goal, my solution would probably be to go to park there about 6-7 o'clock, and I always get lucky with a parking there. And it's right in front of this fast food restaurant, and it's fairly safe there. And unfortunately, I don't have my laptop with me, which I get internet from the fast food restaurant if I'm close enough to them. And there's another one right across the street. But there's no signs there that say parking restrictions. So I think that might be my best solution. But the downside is that, well, I gotta drive over there and waste gas. That's what I did not want to do anymore. So I may have to do that, because damn, that's a lot of money, man. 85 bucks. The good thing is that I never saw this before until now. And hold on. Bring some light in here. The good thing is that it says here that if you are a low income, you qualify for payment arrangements. Oh, what? And I'm low income. And you got 120 days for that. Or you have 21 days to dispute blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so I tried to call him earlier today and there was no answer. Or I was on hold for the longest time. And then, anyway, so I hanged up. I said, you know what, I'll call him later. So that's a good thing, okay? Because to cough up 85 bucks all at once, that's a big chunk. So the other thing that I started to, to say is that if they're going to start enforcing, these parking restrictions, there is a place called the Jewish Family Safe Parking Program. But damn, they want you to leave the lot by 7 in the morning. 7 in the morning. And I said, well, I could go there temporarily, because after this, I'm going to go towards Arizona to Quartzsite, where there's what they call BLM land. And but it's too hot to go there right now. And I still got to get my stuff out of the apartment. So I said, okay. And by the way, thank you so much for being here and listening to my video and my, blah, blah, blah. I appreciate it. Um, so, so in the meantime, I have to stay out here because I'm not going back to the apartment. It's just too stressful. It's way too freaking stressful for me. And I know they're not going to kick the jerk out. And I know they're not going to kick, that jerk tweaker from upstairs. I know they're not. So, why go back and stress out all over again and sit there in my apartment, hoping, oh God, please let them keep, no, So I can either go to that safe parking program over there and try to figure out, where I'm going to go afterwards, because to get to this side, it's inland, okay, that safe parking place. They do have another one in Carlsbad. I don't know how close it is to the coast. I don't want to be too much inland. It's too hot right now for me. And so I said, I could go to that parking spot. It's over by the stadium. There's two of them. But then where do you go in the daytime? There's no, areas. I think, maybe I don't know, maybe there are a few places. I'll have to look into that. But I just don't want to get up at 6 in the morning, so that I can get up at 7 in the morning just to move and go somewhere else, just so I can jump back into bed, because that's what usually happens. And so I began to also stress out, because I began to look fervently for a trailer for sale. And I found this beautiful trailer, but damn, it is out in St. George, Utah. And it's nice. It's the perfect size. It looks really nice from outside. It's not an eyesore. It looks very pretty. I would be proud to drive anywhere with that, But I got to look at the weather because you have to go through Las Vegas. You have to drive all the way through Bakersfield also. Bakersfield is a motherfucker of heat. You got to go through Bakersfield, and then you got to go through the thing they call the Grapevine. Yeah, it's a big old incline, and it's frickin' hot. That whole Bakersfield. You have to go through this enormous section of Bakersfield where it's nothing but frickin' hot. I guess I'd have to go at nighttime, but then you got all the traffic too. So it's like you're fucked if you do, fucked if you don't. So I said, what do I do, man? Because I have the money to buy the trailer, and it says I'm willing to sell it less, but if you show up in person, so you can negotiate. I'm like, wow, man. So then I said, now I'm starting to, so then I began to worry about, oh my God, is this the right thing? Now they're going to, but what am I going to do now? I said, my whole plan was to go to Mexico during the spring and the summer, and then once the fall and winter comes, go towards Quartzsite, Arizona, and buy the 6-month long-term visitor parking pass for $180, where you can park the whole freaking 6 months, and you can get trash, you can get water, you can I think there's areas to dump your sewage and your trash. And it's an enormous piece of land, and it's not blistering hot. You just got to worry about the winter out in Arizona, because they can get pretty nasty, from what I've heard. And but so I thought of that. I said, okay, well, I could buy the trailer. I could drive out. And I have to do all this. I believe. There's so much to worry about, because if it was in October, I would have said, screw it, fuck it, let's do it, let's go to St. George, because I'm out of the apartment, right? Now I really have to get my gear and shit together. But then I also thought about Mexico. I know people, I know that I'm very unstable when it comes to making decisions, because if you only knew my past, I might disclose it later in this channel. I don't know, I'm not sure yet. I lost, how can I say this, man? I lost everything, and again, I don't want to talk about it, but I lost everything in 2000, I believe 2000. I'm trying to think here, and I'm worrying about the camera, because I have this cheap cell phone and it doesn't have a lot of time to record, so I'm all stressed out, you know, and trying to talk, you know, and be concise. So please bear with me and thank you. So anyway, so I lost everything back then because of a certain family issue that happened, and also a transition of a life that I was living as. Remember that, a life that I was living as. I won't say what yet. If you stay watching my videos, I might disclose it pretty soon. But I lost everything, and I ended up in the van, and then they called me for this apartment that I'm moving out of, which is like a homeless frickin' den for druggies. And I was supposed to go to Mexico sometime. I was thinking about going to Mexico also to live there. It's going on in 17 minutes. That's why I don't like. Anyways, I was supposed to go to Mexico, and I decided, I changed my mind. Well, now I'm wondering if maybe I should go down to Baja this month, because I still have the apartment, okay, to the end of this month. And I think the smart thing to do is to pay the rent, give the 30-day notice, and go down to Baja and look at real estate. Because first of all, I'm a Mexican citizen. I can buy land. I don't have the money to buy a house, but I can buy land for very cheap. But I have to make sure, and I have the money. Okay, I got about $2,500, and and all I need is like a down payment, and your payments are really low, and we don't have to worry about stupid zoning restrictions about you have to build this, and you got to call the inspector and make sure that the structure is sound, and blah blah blah, and then you got to have this permit and that permit, and then if it didn't pass, then you got to remove it and destroy it and rebuild it again, and all that fucking crap that the United States sucks for, you know, because there's so much land in the United States, but everything has a fucking law. Every fucking thing, man, in the United States. If you don't fucking follow it, bam, they come, take it away, and all these fucking, you know, inspectors and blah, 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 blah. Fuck that, man. I mean, the American dream in the United States is bullshit, people. I mean, you gotta have, like, an incredible job, man. Especially these days, you know, in the 2020s. Forget it. If, you know, all those days of, you know, only the man working, blah, 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 and affordable homes. That is all bullshit. It's gone, man. It died years and years ago, man. So in Mexico, I could go down there, but I have to look at the right spot, because I want to now look at a view of the ocean, okay, with a breeze. I don't care if it's way up in a mountain, but I have to be very careful as to where it's at, because I also don't want to have like a neighbor in the front, you know, build their freaking house in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and then there goes my view. So I want a property that's unobstructed from the future, but possibilities of a piece of land in the front, somebody buying it that has money, and can build a 2-3 story house. Okay. So I said, well, why don't you think about going now? Because if you break down, dude, you still have the apartment to come back to. But if you break down in Mexico and you don't have the apartment, it's a whole other story. But in a ways it's good, because if I didn't have the apartment and I broke down, then you have to really worry about live the reality of survival. Okay. And so I'm thinking about going down there also to go look at land and see what that's all about, because I might get lucky. I might. And the reason is, again, is because I'm worried that you know, they're going to start enforcing all these laws about parking, and that sucks, you know, because before there was a lot of freedom to park anywhere. But unfortunately, I think what's ruining it is because everybody. I was not I might have gone over there to Mission Bay area and parked there for a few days, but then I would leave. I wouldn't be staying there for weeks or months like a lot of these people are. I mean, they actually nest. You can see them. Oh my God, you should see the people out here right now. I mean, some of them, God, man. It's like they got the whole, I mean, it's unfortunate. You know, people don't use their head, you know. I mean, and they're all, I mean, I wish I could show you you know, with the cell phone. Maybe when I leave, I'll do a drive and show you. I think that's what I'll do, but I'll save it for another video because I don't want to do it in this one. It's already going on 22 minutes. So anyways, you guys, I'm going to cut this short. I was going to show you, you know, my supplement collection, and I wanted to talk about my refrigerator freezer. I wanted to show you, you know, my porta potty, and I might be switching to a bucket. I don't know yet. I also wanted to talk about some music stuff, and maybe play my guitar a little bit for you. My dog even wanted to say hello. Say hello, Max. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. I think maybe we're gonna say goodbye right now. Okay, goodbye. Thank you for watching. Bye.